We have been joined in studio, though, on a rather different note, by the national organizer of the National Democratic Congress. And he is in the person of Kofi Adams. A number of issues have come up in the camp of the National Democratic Congress internally. I would want to pick his thoughts briefly on that. Then we'll look at what they make of the last few weeks of the current administration led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and then we'll, shift the whole focus and move forward. Good afternoon, Mr. Adams. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I hope you're keeping well.
You have a very beautiful studio.
New studio. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's start with NDC. How has the party been holding up since you went into opposition? We have heard you press conferences trying to keep the government in check and all of that. But it seems the center of the party itself is not holding. Is that a view you share? I
really don't share that view. Let me greet your lovely viewers. It's a normal thing that happens in political parties, especially when they are in power and then they lose an election. It happens. It happened to us in 2000. Indeed, after the 2000 election, it took us a longer time to even decide the way forward. It happened in MPP. It took them quite some time. They struggled all the way into even after the 2012 before they found a way of even regrouping. It's happening in UK in the Labour Party. It happened also in the Democratic Party in US of A, but they have gone into an election and elected a leadership now. This time around, we knew it based on the experience. So even before the end of December 2016, we are taking a decision as to how to move forward, to put in place the Professor Bochwe Committee, to go into why we got the votes that we got and why we lost an election that everybody expected us to win. So people who have issues and feel that, oh, I may have the issue against even an executive, will be free to appear before that committee. The unfortunate bit is that some seniors who should possibly know better and know where to go seems to be speaking this time around.
That is where the problem
That is why sometimes we have to remind them. Sometimes there's some level of forgetfulness that there's a committee working.
Really? So we are using just a reminder. Tell them
we are using your medium.
Easy, be quiet.
Yeah, we are using not be quiet. No. We want everybody to talk. In the NDC, we don't stop people from talking. We want everybody to talk, but we have created an avenue for you to go and talk, and that avenue is the Professor Bochwe Committee. The committee that is made up of people who are not executives.
The professor himself, a number of places he's gone to, has had some kind of resistance that is quite unexpected. We were told that one of the regions we even went to, some people attempted attacking him. That's the Eastern region, to be specific. When these concerns these concerns come to the party?
They have come.
They have come to your attention.
They were not attacking him. In one of the zonal meetings, that's the Koforidua zone, the executives and members who have gathered didn't want some of the regional executives, not even all, to be there whilst they interface with them.
So why a decision, is it not a mother? Is it not one party?
No,
so why should I say I don't want you to be where I speak?
By the arrangement, the regional executives were not actually to be part of that level. Just like as a national executive will not be sitting in. They have an engagement with the regional executive for them to raise their issues. Because some of the issues that people may be raising are issues that may be against the regional executive. The Professor Bochwe Committee is not a committee that is going to private. I say this and you counter. They are picking the information from the people. Based on all the information that they pick, you can sit down and analyze and know that this one was out of perception. This one was true, because you hear somebody say they gave money to a chairman who didn't bring it. So when the committee comes to speak to us at the headquarters, and we say that no, we did not send any money to that person, that solves the matter. So a report will indicate that perception of distribution of logistics in a way affected. So it's not a committee that, oh, I make an accusation and you must answer. That's not what
so it is not supposed to be a counter
reaction kind of thing. So we didn't need the executive there.
We know that minutes after results were declared by the EC, a lot of the party foot soldiers, or people who are actually at the grassroots level, started raising accusations, pointing fingers at the leadership of the party, that one key issue was that monies that were supposed to be brought to the grassroots for them to do the work did not reach them. I mean, in all this, are you one of those who are supposed to take that money?
You hear such things, and it's normal to hear such things. You ask them what money is supposed to go there. They are not able to tell you what money.
They are not really?
A party runs programs. We train agents. Agents were trained, and they were paid their allowance according to how much was taken from Accra to be given them. Agents were recruited and are to be given some allowance after their work, and some part of the money be spent on their feeding. That was also done, and it was released from here and it went. They were supposed to do some programs in their constituencies. The party budgeted to spend some amount of money on each constituency. Those monies were handed over to the coordinators of the constituency campaign.
Mr. Adams, it seems as if the answers we get almost every now and then from the leadership is to give the impression that really there isn't an issue. But for the foot soldiers to come up with these, and they were consistent
there are issues
with
because you are not supposed to hand over any money to a foot soldier. Why? Do we have any structure there called foot soldier that you get up and then go and hand over money to? You are supposed to hand over money to an officer.
Okay. And
the officer here that I'm telling you is the candidate that is running the election, who is the coordinator of the constituency campaign. So they so received. If the concern is that, as we are getting from some of the areas, that some of these candidates received this logistics but did not put it into use, then we have to look at that. Okay. But not that we are waiting for money and it didn't come. We are waiting for this and it didn't come. Okay. But those things, we expect them. Me, I'm a leader. So I don't really get worried when I hear such things, because
we know that on Saturday on TV3 we're going to be having an extensive interview with Mr. Kofi Adams on hot issues. So do make a date if you want to get the nitty-gritties. You've heard from all the other sides. Let's hear from the national organizer himself. So Saturday, hot issues on TV3. That should be at 4 p.m. Do make a date, and then you'll get them fully. And before you go, though, what's NPP? What's your position on the size of the current administration?
I think it's abnormal. It's abnormal. They have just formed a nuisance government.
Oh, is that how you describe it? But they've given reason why.
Look,
because they say the job is big, so you need more hands.
You see, we got the same reason. Until President Nana Akufo-Addo came in, President Kufuor was holding the record of having the highest number of ministers. We got the same justification that, there's a lot of work, so we need to create aviation ministry, we need to create rail and harbors. What did we get finally? At the time they were handing over, the only aviation industry, that the airline we have here, had collapsed. The Kotoka International Airport has seen no advancement. The railings, the Takoradi area railings, have been collected and sold as scrap. But come NDC, and then we put all these aviation, rail and this under one ministry.
Have justified reasons why
I'm saying that this is the same reason that was given, and then this is what happened. Then we put all together under transport ministry. We have a new international airport, we have regional airports, we have harbors that are being expanded and being renovated, we have rail lines that are being done. So it doesn't justify the appointment of several ministers for education and then the rest. When Adisadal is reducing their admissions.
We certainly will get further detail of all these. This is just a scratch of the surface. So it's